find a way of taking 20 wickets in the field.
And you were out here last time, obviously a good result last time. Are you taking sort of stuff from that in terms of how Ben went about things and how the team tried to sort of almost manufacture the game and sort of opportunities?
Yeah, absolutely. I think the way Ben led in that Pakistan series a couple of years ago was phenomenal. I think obviously took a big risk in that first test, which paid off. And the nature of the pitch kind of dictated that if there was going to be a result, there was going to have to be a play made like that. So, yeah, like I said, depending on how the pitches are, that is going to sort of depend on, what I choose to do in the field and whether we bat or bowl first. But I think, look, it's going to be, no one's 100% sure what surface we're going to be on, so it might be fairly English conditions to start, and then with the heat, it might break up as the game goes on. So it's just about adapting to that as a captain as well.
And debutants have had a pretty good run of it for England recently, in terms of certainly the bowlers have picked up a fair few wickets. You've got Bryden Carse for the first time here. Just a bit of your experiences with Bryden and what you think he lends to the team? Yeah,
to be fair, I've not played against Bryden, and obviously seen him play some ODIs and T20s, but hadn't really faced him. I faced him yesterday in the nets, and I think he obviously offers that extra pace. Obviously, with Mark Wood being out, that's a great option for us to have, and coming out here, we know the pitch might flatten out as the game goes on. So I think the pace he offers and the reverse swing that he can gain potentially as the game goes on is a real handy thing to have in our team. And obviously with the bat as well, he can provide some good lower order runs. So no, he's such an exciting player to have into this team. And yeah, I'm sure he'll go smash it this series.
Ollie, what do you see Chris Woakes' role being in his first overseas test for a couple of years?
Yeah, I think obviously, again, he's one of those guys that firstly he can offer runs down the order, but I think the skills that he's got, I know he's been chatting to the guys and been working really hard on how he can sort of find a way of taking wickets with a kookaburra ball on some less responsive surfaces. And I think it kind of shows where he's at. He's still got that real hunger and desire to play a lot more Test cricket, which is brilliant for us. And obviously missing Jimmy and Stuart Broad. It's a great opportunity for him to kind of fill in that role and use all the skills that he's got with reverse and movement off the pitch as well in those different angles on the crease. So I'm excited for him. It's great for us to have him on tour. He's a guy you always want in your England team, and yeah, like I said, he's been working hard on his game to try and find different ways of taking wickets on different surfaces.
Do you think he's a more complete bowler now than when he last played overseas?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like I said, he's been looking to constantly improve his game. He's been working hard. So yeah, absolutely. I think he's got some different options and different angles and skills that he can go and use throughout this series.
Chris, go ahead. Hi Ollie. Just wondered how important do you think Jack Leach's experience is going to be in this first test? Not just from bowling here before, but also with Shoaib kind of helping him through as well.
Yeah, brilliant. I mean, I think everyone's so happy to have Leachy in and around the squad for this series, and I think we obviously saw how well he bowled last time here on pitches that weren't always offering a great deal, and his consistency and obviously being able to operate with a right arm off spin and a left arm spinner as well is great for us to cover those kind of bases. So yeah, and he's worked closely with Shoaib Bashir throughout his sort of Somerset career, and those guys get on really well, and he's been brilliant. Obviously he's tough to miss out coming into this series, but I think the way he's dealt with that has been brilliant, and the way him and Shoaib work together on and off the pitch is awesome as well. So hopefully those guys can really bounce off each other.
Do you on Joe Root's bowling a fair bit in this test match?
Oh, I mean, obviously having two frontline finger spinners, hopefully not necessarily too much, all being well, and those guys stay fit and healthy throughout the games. But we know Rooty can be a bit of a golden arm as well at times. So if the pitch does flatten out at times and Shoaib or Jack Leach need a rest, then Rooty's a great guy to lean on and chuck the ball as well for a short spell too.
Hi Ollie, just wondered what you felt you learned from the Sri Lanka series that you can put into practice now as captain.
Yeah, I think they're constantly on the way. I was kind of just learning on the job. I think there was obviously a lot spoken about how I managed sort of scoring runs and captaining the side, and then sort of seeing different. We were in all kind of different situations. Obviously, lost that last game, and played some really good cricket, but then obviously won the first two. So I think looking back, there's things I feel like I did really well throughout that series, and other things I can tighten up on as well, which I kind of leave in the changing room. But I think, probably my thing was just, managing that captaincy side and that batting side, and saw the rewards in the last test. And it's just about kind of compartmentalising the two. But I think it's just good to be able to sort of speak in front of the group and constantly chatting with Baz and having that different insight on the game from the changing room, and finding the balance between what I'm seeing on the pitch and what he's seeing in the changing room. And that's something that I can sort of take into this series as well. Obviously my first time captaining abroad, so it'll be great to lean on those guys there, and obviously Ben's going to be around as well, so if he sees something too. So I think I can listen to the voices around me but still keep doing things in my own way.
Hey Ollie, this is Abu Bakar from Creekwick. You had a look on the square and the pitch, so do you think reverse swing will come into the play? As last time England played here against Pakistan, English pacers got good reverse swing and bowled out Pakistan in last innings, despite the spin track.
Yeah, I think obviously there's not, the pitch is fairly grassy around it, so it's not necessarily going to be a pitch that reverses from the 10th, 15th over, but depending on, especially with the heat as well, if the pitch does dry up, then we might see some reverse swing as later on in the innings, later on in the game. But at the minute, it doesn't necessarily look like it will reverse loads at the start, but obviously playing in near 40 degrees, so those conditions could change throughout the week, and that's just something we're going to have to adapt to on the way.
Behind you, go ahead. Hi Oli, this is Abdul Hanan from Girdapesh. So I have a question that in last time when you came, James Anderson was part of this squad, and he was a very, very experienced campaigner for you throughout his career. So now he is not in this side. So how this will affect as a bowling unit to you, because inexperienced bowling unit needs a leader. So one question is that, and you being Stokes, when last time came here, he had a very good record here, and you are now the captain of the team, so how we will cope up this pressure now? Yeah,
I think firstly, obviously, Jimmy did an amazing job when we were last out here. The way he bowled was phenomenal. The control that he provided us as a team, and the skills with his reverse swing bowling were brilliant. And of course, any side was going to miss Jimmy Anderson, but at the same time, we've obviously seen this summer that guys can step up and fill in for him. Obviously, as we were talking about Chris Wokes just now, obviously the skills that he's got, they're probably operating at a fairly similar pace, but he's been working hard on his skills, so he can step up and be that real leader of the attack. And then we've obviously got Gus Atkinson off the back of a really hot summer. A bit of extra pace with him and Bryden Cast too. So I think we've got the skill set to fill that gap that Jimmy's left. Obviously, it's never going to be easy, but it's going to be a great opportunity for those guys to learn and to bowl in some different conditions as well, and use their pace and their skills too.
Hi Oli. Oli, it's an old phenomenon that if you want to do good in subcontinent, you need to have good spinners. Jack is coming out of injury, and Shoaib is very young. Do you think that you have good quality spinner to disturb Pakistani batters? Yeah,
I think Jack's been fit now for about 6 months, so he's been bowling a lot this summer. So that's great that he's got that under his belt, and I think the way Shoaib, Bashir and Jack Leach have bowled on their previous subcontinent tours, Shoaib in India, start of this year, I thought he was phenomenal. The control that he provided and the skills that he's got, and it doesn't get sort of much of a tougher challenge. They're obviously some of the best players of spin, and the way he kind of stepped up to the plate as a lead spinner on that India tour was brilliant, and I'm sure he'll be looking to do the same with Jack Leach here, who's got the experience of bowling in India, obviously Pakistan and Sri Lanka as well, and we've got some, they're highly skilled bowlers, so I'm sure they'll go and show that throughout the series.
Ollie, what difference you see in the Pakistan team from the one you played against in 2022? Other than that, they have 2 Australians in the backroom staff and an Australian curator.
Yeah, I think they've obviously not had their strongest run recently, but we still see that they're a highly skilled side. Obviously, with the Australians obviously on the pitch, so we'll see if the pitches are slightly different, but there's a lot of the same faces in that squad, and they're, I know, like I said, they've not had the easiest ride recently, but they're a team full of highly skilled players. Obviously, guys like Baba, Shaheen, Nazim Shah, they're very good bowlers and batters, and they're going to be looking to sort of make their impact on this series. So, yeah, they're a team that we don't treat lightly at all, and yeah, we'll hopefully